Greetings and welcome to War in the East 2, new game that just came out last week. I'm trying to learn it. Lots of people are trying to learn it at the moment. Has many similarities to War in the East 1, but also a lot of changes. In fact, I think most of the changes are very positive. For instance, in the realm of logistics, very important changes, and also in combat preparation, looks to be a very important and good change. But anyway, I am learning this game as we go, and many people are learning this game as it goes, and I am playing a human, so this is not against the AI. And so I thought I would record my first turn, like I did with my German first turn for War in the East 1. I recorded that as well. And now we're on War in the East 2, so I might as well record this one. So, first thing we want to do, look at this, turn summary. No friendly losses. Hooray! Because we haven't started the war yet. And we get a little newspaper over here. It tells us, oh my goodness, the Germans invaded the Soviet Union on June 22nd, 1941. Largest conflict in human history and the most deadly conflict in human history. Cost more lives than any other conflict in human history. Anyway, one area that is completely new and that I've been struggling to understand, I've been reading the forum posts and suggestions there, and then I also tried this out in the road to Leningrad scenario, is how to use the Air Force. This is a completely new system. It's definitely not intuitive. They say, oh, you could use the AI assist here, but going with the default, just starting up the game, hitting AI assist, and pushing F12 here, execute air directives, results in really high German losses. I don't want that. So I decided, well, I'm going to do this manually. And so that's what I'm going to do, and I kind of use this maybe as something of a tutorial. But yeah. Alright, so, and all I'm going to do in this video is Luftflotte 1. I'm just going to focus in on Army Group North here. And what are my goals for Army Group North? Well, I want to pocket Kurland. I don't want to have to send a motorized unit all the way up here to capture this port. You leave these ports open, they can be supply sources. And instead, what I'd like to do is pocket a bunch of units up here in Kurland and isolate them. But to do that, I need to make these ports here unavailable to the Soviets for bringing in supplies via the ocean, via the sea. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this core here. This guy is not actually a member of Corps yet. What is this? 26 Corps. Let's just go ahead and make him a member of 26 Corps right now. Alright, he's now a member of 26 Corps. But I want to use this core here to go up here and capture this port. Then I want to use these units here. And I'm also going to bring in this guy here. What corps is he part of? No. 50 Corps. So 50 Corps got 2 divisions. 50 Corps along is going to be, well, we might as well just do it right now. 50 Corps is going to be a member of 18th Army. All right, you're going to be a member of 18th Army. These guys, along with, what corps is this? 1st Corps. This guy's only got 1 division in the Corps. 38th Corps. And then this infantry unit, he's going to become a member of one of these corps. He's going to become a member of 18th Army. And probably this guy will become a member of 18th Army, even though he's a member of 4th Panzer Group. He's in the 56 Motorized Corps right now, but he's probably at the end of the turn. I'm going to switch him over to being into one of these corps over here. But anyway, I'm going to use most of these guys to punch a hole right here through, because I'm going to take 1 Panzer Corps, and we're going to drive all the way up to Riga. And we're going to capture Riga on turn 1. And then I'm also going to, with other elements of the Corps, capture crossings. And basically I want the entire north side of the Dvina here to be German. So the other 16th Army is going to focus in on clearing this area here, going out to Kaunas, and then clearing a path for the other Panzer Corps. The other Panzer Corps is going to drive to capture the rest of the crossings across the Dvina here. And then Panzer Group of 3, which is here. This is Panzer Group of 3 in here. They are going to help out part of Panzer Group of 3. And then 1 corps of Panzer Group of 3 is going to go over here and capture Minsk. The other corps, however, is going to capture a broad swath of territory right in here with crossings over the Dvina. So they're going to help out in some way. They're going to help out Panzer Group of 4, which is going to secure crossings here. Panzer Group of 3, 1 corps of Panzer Group of 3 is going to capture some crossings. Probably, I think I'll be able to get out to here, maybe a little bit further. Not quite sure, but and then an arc stretching down to whatever. What is this name of this town? River, Mekis, I think. It's hard to see. So anyway, this corps of infantry is going to come up here and capture this port. And 1 corps, a Panzer Corps, Motorized Corps, is going to capture Riga. And I want to pocket everybody else, all these other dudes. I want to pocket a lot of these dudes in Kurland, but I want them to be isolated, and that means I'm going to use... So the infantry goes for that, the panzers go for this, and this here, I'm going to use the Luftwaffe to isolate them through naval interdiction. Alright. But before we do anything, I noticed this weird situation with Panzer Group 4's reconnaissance wing. This reconnaissance wing is reporting to Panzer Group of 4, and they've got planes like all the way down here in the Wroclaw, I think. You know, Wroclaw, maybe? I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm like, what in the world? Why is what? This doesn't make sense. And meanwhile, thank you. Meanwhile, this airbase here has air support for 53. So basically 26 twin-engine planes. But it ain't got nobody stationed there. So it doesn't make sense. I don't want this recon guy down here. These BF-110s. I want them flying. And I do want to fly recon the first turn. I don't want them flying all the way up here and then all the way up here. Not interested in that. Get some operational losses that way. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to rebase them. All right, so we click on this label for Panzer Co-Luft 4th Panzergruppe, Co-Luft 4th Panzergruppe, I guess. And okay, now you can actually rebase the entire air operation group by, at this point, just say picking an airbase. Obviously, got to be one you can go to. So you should probably wait to the end of the turn. So at the end of the turn, for instance, rebase your fighters, your single-engine fighters, and your recon planes to forward bases. So, for instance, at the end of the turn, we'll probably want to rebase a fighter group, an AOG, or your operations group, probably to Riga to help support things out, or maybe Yegov pills. Can't really see what that is. Yekov pills? Yekov pills? I think. I don't know. Something like that. So you could just rebase the entire group. You can actually rebase to multiple airfields at once. So like we see this air operations group has got planes stationed at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different airfields. I think that's excessive. I would like to kind of rationalize it to maybe in general just have, here's my air operations group and it's based at such and such a base. But I could see spreading it out. For instance, your fighters. So Jagdgeschwader 54 here is spread out across 4 bases. So I could see that. So maybe you could, like, later on, maybe spread them out across these 3 air bases right here around Orsha, instead of having them all on one base. So yeah, and you can do that. And the way you rebase, so let's go back to Panzer Group 4's recon people. You can also rebase individual air groups. And so in this case, I want to rebase these BF-110s. And now I click on that. Now this part's the same whether I'm rebasing an individual air group or the entire air operations group. I'm going to hit Control. You can see the Control is lit up here because I've got Control pressed. And then I'm going to, there we are. And the shape of the rectangle for Co-Luft 4 has now been changed, because that's going to be its new center of gravity is within this. But I also want to, I want to do this one right away. Now I could wait. What you could do is wait for the rebase to happen until next turn, after your logistics phase. And the reason you want to do that, I don't want to do that right now, so I'm just going to get this done with, hit immediate transfer. So it's going to transfer that right now, and I can afford to do that because this airbase has air support. You can go away now. Yeah. All right. This airbase, as I said earlier, has got 53 air support already sitting on there. But let's say I capture, I don't know, Riga here. Well, obviously, on the turn I capture it, it's not going to have any German air support. So there won't be any mechanics or guys to gas up the planes or anything like that sitting around here for my planes if I were to bring them in this turn. But what I could do is ask it to be transferred. So I could say, I do want to transfer this guy to that airbase as well. So I'm going to hit Control again. All right. So now this will be the new box because Luftflotte Panzergruppe will no longer have this base. So now it'll just have 1, 2, 3, these 4 bases. Right. So the box will change. So if I just left it alone right now the way it is, this transfer would happen during the next logistics phase. And that will give, I guess, the AI time to send air support squads, and maybe flak as well, not sure, up to that base if I was to transfer them up to here, for instance. So, and then they would transfer after all that stuff got there. But for now, I just want to get it up there immediately. All right. So there we go. We have now transferred a couple air groups of Luftflotte Panzergruppe, 4th Panzergruppe, to Lindenthal Air Base. All right. And like I said, you could use the same method where I could just transfer the entire, I don't know. If I wanted to, I could transfer, let's, this entire group. So I just hit Control. Let's say I want to move them here. I thought it did. Nah, I didn't do it right, apparently. Alright. It's not going to let me do it. Maybe because it's overloaded. Maybe, what if I went here? Why is it not? Because it's overloaded, maybe? I don't know. What if I did it here? I don't know. It's not doing it for me. I did this earlier, but I did that at the end of the turn. Could I try it here? I don't know. I was able to do this earlier. Oh well. But that's how you transfer an entire air operations group. Why is it not letting me do that? Control. For some reason it's coming from here. I don't get that. What the? I don't know. Let's try it again. Well, now this is showing. Alright, this looks right. Alright, so all of those guys then would would fly into Gdansk here, or I guess Danzig is Gdansk. Uh, the Polish name for Danzig is Gdansk. Anyway, so you see that they're all got lines, so we have a transfer, but I can cancel that if I want, and I do want. I don't want. All right, so okay, so we have now ordered a transfer of co-luft for. We actually did it right now. Let's get that out of the way. We transferred a couple air groups to this base, and we got 17 planes there, and so or 15 planes. We got 15 planes there. Why do I need 39 air support? I do not know. And we see that they did travel a little bit. They've used 9% and 12% of their travel allowance. And I don't know what this little... Why does it say in transfer? I thought I said transfer immediately. I did say transfer immediately. There's no pending transfer, is there? I don't know. I don't understand. What am I asking to be transferred immediately? No. All right, everything seems to be okay. There's no pending transfer showing up there. That's good. Good, and that's gone. That label's gone now. So my screwing around, I don't know what I did by screwing around, but anyway, maybe it's a lesson. All right, let's get to work on some air directives now. The heart and soul of this, and like I said, I'm just gonna do Luftflotte 1. Before I do any air directives, however, let's set up our air doctrine so we only have to set up these air directives once. So there's basically three things I want to do. I mentioned already that I want to do a Naval Patrol. I want to interdict that one port. And for my Naval Patrol, I think I want 6,000 feet. I mean, if this is like war in the Pacific, which I assume parts of it are, lower down you go, the more accurate you are. Which seems correct. I mean, that's the way it is in life. And we don't want to do every day, but we'll do like 3 days. Medium intensity, minimum weather better than poor. I don't want to run them into the ground. I don't want them to be running up fatigue like crazy and losing planes. So if they should happen to start losing planes, I want them to stop flying. All right, so we're going to make that 30%. At least 30% of the group, of the air operations group, needs to be able to fly. And all right, so there we go. So that's going to be what my naval patrols look like for ground attack on turn 1. I've been reading the forum, and people are suggesting rather low altitude. You want to be high enough to avoid getting murdered by flak, but low enough where your bombers are accurate enough to actually hit something. So I'm going to go with 6,000 feet. Go with 6,000 feet. Day. Partial escorts, yes. I'm not quite sure about the follow path thing. I need to read that again. Minimum weather, greater than poor. Intensity, medium. We only want to be bombing on day 1. Again, let's set this to 30%. Required to fly, so 30% of an air group needs to be available. If it gets below that, stop flying, take a breath. All right, and I don't want to do interdiction on turn 1. What I want for turn 1 is airfield attacks. Let's hit those. So I'm going to propagate this out to all my air commands. I'm just setting up Luftflotte 1 here in this video, but it's going to be the same for all my air commands. Luftflotte 2 and 4 are going to be set up the same way. All right, and then the other thing I want to do is recon, and I saw on the forum that you could fly high, and they have high altitude cameras. I read it in the manual. If they have low altitude cameras, they will fly down to the altitude they need to be at in order to take the pictures in the target hex. But we can afford to fly pretty high and just avoid flak and maybe avoid notice. Hey, don't pay any attention to me. They are going to be flying out of escort range, and there's no bother since they're going to be on their own for most of their flight, at least half of their flight. Don't even bother escorting them for the part where they could be escorted. Nope, too bad. Just leave it alone. Besides, they're going to be blowing away Russian fighters. They won't have very much to escort with. Now, we're not going to... Well, no, that's good. I want medium intensity. Here, let's go with 35%. This is going to incur a bunch of ops losses. Let's propagate that to everybody. This is going to... By doing this, I'm going to have really big recon area. But I definitely want to get some recon going. I don't want to go without. I'll discuss why in a moment. All right, so now I have set up my air doctrines. Here we are. I've set them up. Everybody hopefully is the same. How can I tell? I don't... Oh, because I didn't change Bomb City. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, so everybody's set the same. Everybody's set the same. Here I don't care because there's really, as far as I know, only one Naval Patrol I want to do. And so let's set up that Naval Patrol. So we go here, F7, Naval Patrol Air Directive. Let's set that up. I'm going to set it for Luftflotte 1. And while I get rid of all of this, actually, you know what? Show me my air directives. These are all my air directives. Get rid of them. Get rid of all of those. Just go away. We just clear them all off. So go away. So now we're going to set up a Naval Patrol. And I noticed that there's a group here specifically designed to for Naval Patrol. I guess they're specifically trained now. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit Naval Patrol. And then now we're going to left click on the map to select a target hex. I'm going to select there. And I'm going to take this waypoint and move it out here. And now these two hexes will be patrolled. Now I'm going to take this waypoint. There's no reason for you to be flying over any flak at all. So fly out over the sea. That's right. Fly out over the sea. Don't fly. Don't be flying. Alright. Good enough. Don't be flying over the enemy flak. And we could see the enemy flak by doing this. Alright. And we see there's a whole bunch of enemy flak. Let's take a look. There's some flak all over the place. And I don't need you flying over all that flak. So, like here, look at this, 3.1, 3.0, 5.0. I don't want people flying over that. Just stay away from that. That's bad news. Anyway, so now we've got them set up. We've got a target hex. They will also, I guess, patrol over everything here. But the main things I wanted was this. You can patrol over that right there. I block off that port from being a supply source. So the infantry captures that port there. And the panzers capture that port there. And then anybody left in here is going to be out of supply because the only other port is cut off. All right, let's turn off the flak. We don't need that on. All right, now it's off. All right, so let's take a look. That's our staging base. That's fine. Whatever. Area 1. That's cool. Intensity medium. Got to fly weather is greater than poor, which is, we've got to do greater than poor because if we do greater than fair, it won't fly at all. So we're going to have to do greater than poor. Alright, so in order to fly this turn, it's got to be greater than poor because fair is greater than poor. If I picked greater than fair, then it wouldn't fly at all. Alright, and we got the days of the week. So we're going to fly 3 days out of the week. So that'll give them a little break there. And we're flying at 6,000. And let's see. Maybe we could go a little higher on intensity. How many strikes would that? No, it's still 2. Okay. And then, like I said, I wanted to pick this one group I found that specializes in air patrols. So I'm going to show air groups. And that one was part of Flieger für Ostsee. Yes, they were that. And we're going to go there. They are based there. And we're going to add them by clicking that little add thingy. So there they are. I'm not sure what this 79 means. Could mean their experience. This, I believe, is the number of planes. Yeah, that's pretty sure the number of, yeah, that's the number of planes. Level bomber. And that might be their experience. I don't know. And what is this for? Now you're just going to do it during the day. All right? Just during the day. I don't want you going at night. Just do it during the day. All right, so now I have assigned a air group to this air mission. For the most part, I don't want to do that, but in this particular case, because these guys are specifically trained to do naval patrols, we'll do that. So let's hit confirm. Okay, hooray. Alright, so let's clear. Don't need you there. Alright, so we have a naval patrol, and we can see that. We go over here, and I can say all targets. Show me all the targets of my air directives. And there it is. I have one air directive with one target right there. Well, that's great. So now, let's set up a bunch of strikes against air bases. All right. And on the forum, they recommend going after bases with fighters on them first. So the order that you lay these down is the order in which they'll be executed. Of course, this one I don't have to worry about because they're not flying until like the third day of the week or the second day, but they're not flying on the first day, so we don't have to worry about them getting. I mean, there are some fighters over here that I'm not going to strike this air base. I think it's just too far away. There's 40 type I-16s that could potentially fly out here and intercept. But these fighters here, and here we see we've got some MiGs. I definitely want to target these MiGs. So let's target this hex. All right, and I want to take in this air base as well. So in order to, and you can see over here by having done the air doctrine thing, we already have it set up partially. It's an airfield only and first day of the week only. But we want to go for 2 airfields with this one attack. There we go. So it's going to get both of those airfields. Medium intensity, and we'll go with 2 airstrikes per field. All right, that looks good. Let's confirm that. All right, so we now have an airstrike against those 2 airfields. Let's look for some more fighter bases. Well, there's some fighters there, but no operational planes for that group. Okay, yep. That's the way we like to do it. No fighters there. All right, this base has got some MiGs. Oh, I gotta hit ground attack. So we're gonna go there. And that's all we need to do, except, no, tell you what, I'm gonna, do we want 2 strikes or 1? Yeah, let's just go with the default 2. Alright, let's get another one going. Yeah, let's go with 2. And here's another MiG base. Want to get rid of some MiGs. There's another base right next to it over here. So I'm going to set this as our target. Let's not fly right over the city. What does the flak look like? Yeah, I got a better path that way. All right, that's a better path. All right, so we're gonna fly this route over here, and we, instead of going just 0 hexes, we go 1. So that'll get both of those. And so we'll have 4 strikes. All right, so let's confirm that. All right. Let's go in here. Go away. All right, so we can see we've got 3 ground attacks, and I think that's got all the fighter bases. Oh, we've got some biplanes here. Should we? But they're outside of escort range anyway. You see this green here means they're inside escort range. All right, so I got fighters. Now let's, okay, let's set up some more, but I got all the fighter bases targeted now, right? There's no fighters there. There's no fighters there. All right. All right, so let's do another ground attack. Why did my why did all my air directives disappear? I don't know. Maybe if I got rid of this. No, that ain't it. Anyway, here I'm going to manually override. I don't need 2 strikes on that. Let's just go with 1. Just 1 strike. 1 strike right in the morning should do it. Confirm. All right. Now I need go away for a second. What other air base do I got to do? These air bases down here I'm going to leave to Army Group Center. But Army Group North or Luftflotte 1, you need to take care of that base right there. So let's set up another air directive to attack that base. Again, let's just go with 1 strike. All right, I'll confirm that. And we want to set up 1 more ground attack over here. What did I do? Forget it. I didn't mean that. Let's try that again. Okay, everything looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay. All right. Ground attack. Here. And I don't want you flying over towns. So go that way. All right. And again, I think we only need 1 strike there. Okay. And you notice I am not assigning any particular air groups or air operational groups to these. I'm just letting the computer decide what to do. I figure that should be adequate. And then there's one other group. There's like 52 SB2s up here. I want to go get them. I want to leave Riga alone because it's got a bunch of fighters sitting on it. These are not very good fighters, but they're fighters nonetheless that can shoot down bombers. I'm pretty sure they could shoot down bombers. So I'm not going to go after them. But 52 SB2s, yeah, I want to go after that. Now, I suppose they could be intercepted. This is 100 miles away. So I suppose these guys could fly over there and try to intercept. But we'll I think we can run that risk. So we fly over here. That flight path looks adequate. And I think we're just going to go one strike. One strike. This should be adequate. Confirm. All right. And finally, all right, let's go here and see all of our air directives. So here's all our basically these are airfield attacks. So got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we got a Naval Patrol. Last thing I want to do, I do want to set up some recon. I've seen some people on the forum say, "Oh, you don't need recon." Well, I do. I want recon. Sorry. Let's set that as the target, and we're going for a big box. This is going to result in a lot of ops losses. But I want to raise the detection level of. So we're not going to look for. I'm not looking for airfield stuff. What I am looking to do is raise the detection of level of units that I've already spotted here. I'd like to raise their detection level. That will help in combat. Also, you want to be able to see their CV when you're attacking them so you can decide on the odds. The other thing is I want to reveal units that are not currently shown on the map. For instance, I know there's somebody here. And I think there's somebody here as well. So I'd like to, reveal those units. Reveal yourself. Anyway, I don't think we need to go. Yeah, this looks all right. This box looks fine. I was thinking about maybe moving a little bit further east, so I could take and hold. You see, I'm holding, and you can see I can move the entire box. It shows you where it is, but I think, let's move it. Yeah, let's move it 1 hex to the east. And maybe, let's move it to at least 1. Think 2 down. Yeah, if I could just remember that it's right above that line, so that when I get to Luftflotte 2, he won't be duplicating that. Luftflotte 2 could maybe be looking over here. Anyway, this is a huge, huge area to be reconning over. Now you see some of it is within fighter escort range, but most of it is not. It's way out here. So we're going with medium intensity. We're going with 3 days of the week. That's 102 strikes. You know what? That may not be high enough. I turned off partial escort. If they're going to start it, if they're going to end up on their own, they're going to just start out that way too. I'm going to go with high, I think. 202 strikes. Okay, we're gonna get some ops losses. That's not fun. Later on in the game, this will change. I won't be using such huge boxes and so far away. When the front line is more stable, maybe I could, just look at that area right in there. Much smaller area, all within escort range, so we don't have ops losses, enemy fighters jumping our planes. But for right now, for this one turn, I want to show. Let's raise the detection level on these couple of airborne units over here, and let's reveal yourself to me. This guy that's sitting here, and I think there's somebody sitting here. Maybe he's here. I don't even know. I'm not sure. And I think there's somebody sitting here. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, So I want to know. So we're in a recon. So let's confirm. Confirm. And so we're done. I now have 9 air directives. Let's hit that. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 airfield attacks, a Naval Patrol, and a recon mission. So there we go. I'm all set up for Luftflotte 1. So that's enough for this video. When we get back, we'll be setting up other stuff as well. That may not be for a while. I need to still read the manual. Anyway, have a great day.